Well, hello, hello, hello. Don't be shocked. Don't be surprised. Hang on to your cup of coffee, people. I've got a tutorial. I know. I knew it was going to surprise you. Listen, guys, I finally am able to sit down and actually do some card making, mainly because I really gotta. Because actually, now that I think about it, happy birthday! It's Peanut Gallery's birthday. It's the 19th. It's Wednesday already. We will not talk about how late it is or how early. Let's just go with that.
Or how old.
Oh yeah, and Peanut Gallery doesn't even want to talk about how old he is. So so there you go. Anyway, but he knows that it's been crazy. So he knows I haven't had his card made, but he knows I'm making it. So what does every card making wife do? Of course, I'm gonna torture him. He gets to listen to me talk about the card I'm making for him, then he has to wait to see it. My evil knows no bounds. But I do want it. Like I said, it's coming out of finishing school, the craft box from Gentleman's Study from Anna Griffin. I really am. I wanted to do a take on this one because it's the one I really, really liked. So I've already cracked the box open. So let me set this aside. I mean, you guys already saw my walkthrough on it. Did you not? I posted that already, didn't I? I have no idea what I've done. So if I didn't, then we'll probably post it at the same time right before I post this. So, and we'll get this unboxing as well. But I've got the kit. I've already actually, to fiddly far because I'm a wing it girl, but not a totally wing it. So this is going to be a whole thing. This is going to be, Steve's birthday card. This is going to be a wing it Wednesday because I am kind of wing it. I'm going to bust out my new Anna Griffin, the Empress, and use that. So I'm excited. So let's get to it. The one thing I do know is I'm not totally doing it identical. I'm using it as an inspiration and then do my little difference. So I've already pulled out some of the pieces. I decided to change the card base just because I like this one better. I still like the idea of the embossing, but I know that if you pull out the embossing folder, the darn embossing folder, let me show you guys again just for reference. And this card kit comes with everything. Dies that I'm going to use. I'm going to use some of these dies on this card. If I pull this out, and I pulled it out and then I put it all away. Why? I don't know. That seemed to be the smart or not so smart thing to do. Let's put this off. Let's set this aside. Including that, if I'm going to hold it, where'd I put the card back? No, really, what did I just do with the card back? Ah! There it is. Hiding things. The darn embossing folder is actually bigger than the card back himself. I do want to do it out of ivory paper, and in theory, one of these backs happens to be ivory as well, but it's not like I don't have ivory. So let's see if I go through here. Here it is. I remember when I went through this. It's the wallpaper looking paper. So, but that's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I'm feeling it, but I might feel it. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not totally feeling that. Let's look. I have some of this. Do I want to use that? I like that better, only because it matches better. I don't know. And see where I am. See, I am very indecisive, and there you go. It's part of my charm, or it drives you crazy. Take your pick. I'm not feeling that difference in color. I don't know. I don't know. I think I like where it's a little bit more matching, although then you don't know the difference. Do this again. I just don't feel it. So there you go. I will not, anybody, all of you are crafters understand it's that feel. Although, here's the other. What do you guys think? Now that I think about it, but wait a minute. What if I do it in the blue? Right? Because I have no intention of doing this layer. I'm not, this right here, the little, if you guys can see the stripe, this piece layer, I'm not going to do it. I do plan on doing the die cut, but I do not plan on doing the background. I don't think at this point, because I know that Anna likes to do a lot of her layering, but I also want some more of the embossing to show that what already shows. But now that I think about it, I kind of do feel the contrast of the blue. I think there you have it. See? I've made a decision and took too long and wasted a bunch of your time. So guys, I do try to keep these at a reasonable length. This video is not going to be it because I'm winging it and because I'm tired and because I can't. So I'm going to do the best I can, and I understand. Please feel free to use the fast forward button. But what I'm going to do is I am going to come back. Give me a second. I'm going to set up the Empress here, and we are going to emboss. We're going to start with embossing the blue paper, okay, the background. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, kiddos, I'm back. I have made a mess, or a different mess now. I pulled out my Empress over here and put it here a little bit within sight. This is the brand spanking new one I just got when it was on sale on HSN with this last craft day. So, because heaven forbid I didn't have enough machines. I mean, I've got the Gemini and the Gemini Junior, but I went ahead and got this one too, just because. But I want to give it a try with this because, of course, we're using Anna Griffin's dies and embossing folders. And this is the first time I'm going to be using it. And me knowing me and never wanting to leave anything to chance, what I decided to do real quick, and we're going to do this together, is I cut out a 5x7 piece of paper, which is the same size as the one that we're really going to use for the card. But I just wanted to get a feel for it. I wanted to, so we're going to do a test run. You and I, we're all going to do this together. All I'm going to do, and I read the instructions very, very quickly. Aren't you guys proud of me? I actually read the instructions, which is saying a lot for me. It's like kind of like wing it. Usually that's what men folk are for. And their job is to read the instructions because we don't want to, right? But be that as it may, since I would have been tacky because I'm making that card for Peanut Gallery, on this one, I made the sacrifice. I read the instructions myself. So I've taken a second. I've gone ahead and centered this. Now, according to the instructions for an Anna Griffin embossing folder, the plate order is going to be one of your A plates. So here's an A plate. It calls for the metal shim. So we're going to put that metal shim down. And then we're going to put the embossing folder and then another A plate. Now, to run it through the machine, obviously, I mean, I turned it on. I can't tell if you guys can see that, but I've turned it on. And then I'm supposed to touch the run button. And look, and it runs. And then all I have to do is feed it through. And away it goes. I will tell you that this thing is much quieter than my Gemini. Definitely quieter. I mean, it's one more step. I mean, the Gemini, once you turn it on, it starts wanting to. The minute you introduce it, it wants to eat your whatever your sandwich that you put in it. But okay, so I have to push a button, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. So let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you guys see that? Let me bring it up closer. Look how pretty. Wow. Yeah, I didn't need to do the test, guys. What was I thinking? Oh my goodness. Tell me that is not way pretty. Way. I don't even know if it needed, quite frankly, because it did warp. I don't think you can tell. It warped the paper a tiny, a smidgen bit. There's a part of me that thinks that this would have worked without the plate. So let's find out. Hang on. Let's take a test. I want to know. I want to know if I'm going to not get that warpage. So let me get my... This is the other piece of the paper that I just cut. So let's cut it to 5. Let's do this real quick. And let's see. Because we're playing here, right? Let's see. This is my own experiment. Because this is brand spanking new to me. So let's put it back in the folder. We'll center. I don't know why I'm going so much trouble really centering it, other than because that's just how I roll. Because I'm going to have to trim this down on the card. So let's just put it inside the two plates and see what happens. Whoops. Run, Myra, run. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I trust in the machine. I trust in the process. I trust Anna. I don't think Anna can put out a product that isn't going to be work. Look how magnificent that is. I did not need the shim. That is, can you see a difference? Let me pull this up. Let's see. I don't see a difference. So just, you know, I just see, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. I can see a little warpage here. So, no. So we don't, I'm sorry, let me center it better. I say no metal shim. No metal shim. At least, and I tend to be a creature that thinks that all our machines have personalities and each one is different for XYZ reason, or just because I'm crazy and that's what I believe. So always test it. And this is why you do what I just did, which is test it on a piece of paper, a test piece of paper that, and this is just my basic, you know, Hobby Lobby cardstock. So, you know, it's like, okay, you know, that cost me a nickel or whatever. But that way, you know. Now, mind you, this paper is definitely thicker than the Hobby Lobby paper. But I'm still going to go with no shim. I'd rather do that. And what's the worst that can happen? I have to run it through twice. Oh, my Lord. The horror in having to do that. I don't know. Okay. Enough drama. Did you guys miss me? Did you miss all my insanity? Let's see. So we're ready. We're going to try this now. Because now I am not afraid. Let's touch our run button. And let's push it through. And we're going to die cut this. Come on, my pretty. Let's see what turned out. Let's see. I get so excited over things like this. Okay, let's see. Oh, I do not see a need to run this through twice. I do not need to see the need for the shim. I am really pleased with how that turned out. So we can now set this aside. I have extra backgrounds. I'm just literally going to probably toss them in the box now so that I have them for a future card. And now what comes next is the die cut. If we look at, where's my sample sheet? It's this die cut here. So where did I put the dies? Here they are. So it's this big guy. And we're cutting, so it's just this one. Because yeah, we're not cutting the background. I'm personally deciding that I don't want to. I just want to do this one. Oosh. Let's pull it. There we go. We'll unstick it from there. And we will just put it on our Anna, our handy dandy. Now, do I center it? Do I, you know, try to use up? Because heaven forbid, I might have a millimeter there to use for whatever. Oh, bother. Let's not stress it. It's just, okay, let me find my washi tape. I still have some of this purpley stuff. It's like I'm at the end of this roll. I have new washi tape. Put some here. And some here. And hang on. Let's see what the instructions tell us. I just looked, but I already forgot what it told me. So when all else fails, resort to the instructions. Using the plates. Okay. Die cutting. So we're going to see a plate. Okay, material face down, cutting die face up, magnetic mat, and a plate. Alrighty. I'm not sure why that order. So we do have a magnetic. I set this aside, thinking I wasn't going to need it. What was I thinking? So very, very, I'm interested. A plate material, face down, cut face up, and then the mat. Okay, so let me do it backwards. Okay. So it is actually this way. There we go. Oh, feel that? My goodness, it snagged it. That die ain't going nowhere. Okay. I was reading it, but I was doing it in reverse order. So now, again, we hit run. And we hope that we're not screwing this up in any way. But what I do know about these machines is that they are very clever And if they do not like the sandwich you are feeding through to them, they will spit it out to you. They're like a baby. They're like, no, I don't like this. But look at that. Yeah. Do you think it cut? I think it just fine. But my goodness, I'm not getting it off of the magnetic mat. There we go. Oh my goodness, I don't guess, I don't know if you guys seen this. This is a serious mat. And mind you, it indented it. Okay, I'm gonna get over it now. But still, it is a very, very, very sturdy mat. And it did what it was supposed to do, which is hold my die in place. And there it is. Look at that. Isn't that not beautiful? I am. Now, if I wanted, what I didn't do now, okay. If I want to emboss, I've got to run it back through again. So A plate. Let me first, hang on. Let me shake all the Chad off. Because I spent quite a bit of time vacuuming it today. Because like I said, I spent right after work. I immediately I really was in desperate need of cleaning this carpeting. So we rented the rug doctor and cleaned the carpeting. So I'm beat, tired, yet here I am. Because then I took a hot shower. Or actually, first we went out and got a really good burger for dinner. Got an avocado cheeseburger. Oh, so good. So good. Place from Alpha Omega near us. This basic, you know, family-owned, hole-in-the-wall burger place. They're always the best, aren't they? And then came back, took a hot... We finished, because we started here in the living room. We finished our bedroom real quick, and then took a hot shower. I relaxed for a little bit. Let me take it back. Then I took a hot shower, and that revived me. So here I am at dark 30 in the wee hours, wired for sound, because the shower brought me back to life. But I knew if I didn't do it, I wouldn't be able to move tomorrow. Okay, so now let me shake out. Yeah, I just got a bunch of Chad on the floor anyway. So much for that. But it all came out. It came out very, very easily. So I'm going to put this back in the die. Material in the die. Cutting die. Face up. Metal shim. Okay, so shim. The material back in the die. Is it in the die? Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm afraid. And then cutting die face up. Okay. I'm looking at this. I am sorry, guys. I wanted to make sure because the way it doesn't seem kosher to me. There we go. Yeah, it's supposed to be cutting into, according to this, actually. I see the mat, I see the shim, the cutting die face up. It actually wants me to cut material in the die embossing mat. So it wants to cut into the embossing mat, people. That makes me twitch. It was really making me twitch. So I am sorry. I stopped and I stalled there for a second. But that's what it says to do. So that's what I'm going to do. And then the plate. Let's go. And it's taking it. I will say this is a lot quieter than it did move. Uh-oh. It did move. Okay, backfire. See? Should have quit while I was ahead. It did a lovely job of making confetti. Okay, guys, give me a second. I'm going to come back, do this right, and then we'll move on. Be right back. But see, this is what happens when you wing it. Sometimes it doesn't work. Be right back. All right, peeps, I'm back. I got it die cut. I think there's a bit of a learning curve with the machine, and I will figure it out because I am not always the brightest crayon in the box. I still have a couple of dings on here, like right here. There's a little piece, and right here cut off, but this is going to be covered with the embellishment I'm putting on top. I'm still fiddly parting. It's either going to be this one or it's going to be this one. So once I get this all in place, I'll decide which one I'll put. This one has a redeeming quality that it actually covers the flub. And this I'm not worried about because I'm going to cut it off. But first, I have got to trim my panel because, as you notice, it's the same size as my card. This is not going to work. So let me grab over here my little itty bitty. I already took a minute before I came back on camera and measured out the gap here, and it's 3 5/8. So I'm going to start really by cutting off. I'm going to whack off a 1/2 inch on each side of this for starters, just to start seeing where this, you know, all ends up, and so that my project is symmetrical. So we have 4, and then 4 here. Just. There we go. So we still need to take off a smidge, and the question is, do I really need to? Let me just do a little lining up here to see, is it really going to show? More concerned to make sure that what at least is cut is symmetrical. Well, we notice that little itty bit, that's a little bit more gold. So I am going to go ahead. Let's take off. I'm going to take off 1/8 of an inch on each side. So forgive me, but I want you guys to see this because a lot of this is, you know, fine tuning. And of course, it's not like I play the piano all that well. In fact, I can't. But I want you guys to see that, like you know, I also struggle, and technically termed, I fiddly fart a lot. So yep, now I got it down. Oh my gosh, I really could take it off a smidge. Looks like 1/8 of an inch can come off, and it's going to come off on this side. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see. There we go. I am happier. So you still will see, maybe, and maybe you won't. And I've been doing this and driving myself nutsoid for nothing. But I didn't measure. I went and measured width, but did you think it occurred to me to measure height? Of course not. So we're looking at literally 5 1/2, and this is 7 inches. So I'm gonna for sure take a 1/2 inch off top and bottom first. Let's start with that. And I can't do it on this because I can't measure 7. Sometimes the little guy is not my friend. Stay. We'll pull out Mr. Caterpillar with its little extension arm that allows me to do that. So I've got it to 7, so I'm going to take it to, I'm going to go 1/2 inch. I'd rather take several cuts and be safe. And I know that this is, you know, extra steps, and it's a little bit cray-cray. But, you know, remember, guys, I'm the Mad Scrapper. Why would I do anything that would make sense? Okay, so I still need to take off, obviously, about 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to do this now a little bit at a time so that it is symmetrical. That is the important thing to me, is that it is even on both sides. Because who knows? You know, Peanut Gallery knows. He might, you know, take a ruler to this, and then I'm going to rip it out of his hands and whap him on the head with it. Just saying. I know, domestic violence. What can I say? Let's see before I take the other. Yeah, I still need to take it off. So I don't know if anybody's watching this and doing the math. You know, I may watch it myself and do the math and then flash it on screen what I ended up. But there. That takes it down to where I want it to be. And it fills, and I'll take all of these little pieces off because it's still, I mean, if you look at the sample here, but they did use a different card, and that makes a difference. I opted to use this one with the prettier band because I liked it. So I made it a little harder for myself. So I really did cut off a lot of the pretty bits, but still, it'll still show, there's going to be something that shows up, not a whole heck of a lot. And there is and therein lies a little bit of the Anna Griffin that you, and I am cutting out several layers that she used just because I think it is a little bit of overkill. But I've got this, so let's take and let's glue this panel down. Now I'm just going to take Big Mama and take the squeaky hair off of the piece of tape right there. Although there we go, then she would be involved in the project too. And I so desperately want to sneeze. Oh, okay, there we go. And it left. No, it's kind of there. I don't know. Don't you hate that when you want to sneeze and then it goes away? And no, it doesn't really go away. I'm going to put that right here because I think I'm going to come back to it. And then I'll just put this, center this really quickly. Which, since I did a fairly decent job of cutting it, there it is. And now I'm ready for this piece. I'm actually going to put it down and then trim it, because I am going to trim some of it off now. The question is, how do I want to go about doing this? Do I want to, I'm trying to decide, or do I want to pull it off? Because it's not like I'm mailing it, so I could make it. But then I've got all of this stuff that might not lend itself very well. So I think I'm just going to, glue it down. So we'll just put some tape down here. There we go. And remember, I'm winging this, guy. So you tuned in to Wing It Wednesday. Don't you know better? Be afraid. Be very afraid. Don't help us when I decide to wing something. Let me just center it. Top and bottom, more or less. And even then, this still isn't as centered as I wanted it to be. The upside, in all honesty, to this is that it is so busy that you don't notice it. But now I have that pressed in at least. Right? I could have centered it. It'll stay. I'm off by a smidge. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull in here. And we're going to trim off that edge with this guy. Because I know I can just run it right to my edge. Right? There we go. And there's that piece trimmed off. Come in. That piece trimmed off. That. I'll put this away. I think I'm done. So then I am somewhat looking like my sample here, but this is my take on it because I did it also in different colors. And I took off one layer. And I'm going to go ahead and leave these bits here. Whoops, cut for that a little bit. And now I'm ready to put, now I just have to decide which sentiment, because no matter what, I'm going to pop it up. So it's either going to be this one, or I could go for this one, which is has a little bit more busy going on and a contrast in color. It seems, now wait a minute, because let's see, because I could do that. Let's see, let's pick this up real quick. And if I did that, what do you guys think? I think this works. I like that. So let me set it back in here. So see, and these are extras. These are extra sentiments that came with this one came with, because remember, I'm using a combination. I'm using both pieces from the finishing school kit, and then I'm adding in, because I got the card toppers from Gentleman's Study, which I believe, I'm not sure if they're still available or not. They might be. If they are, I will link them down below, or they might be on Anna's website. So I will find them for you if I can. Okay. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of my little foamy bits here. I'm going to use this. We'll put these down. And I'm starving now. I am snarfling. Please forgive me. That came from wanting to sneeze and not the sneezing. And I think we're having the inversion. I have the door open because I was hot. I was just hot and tired. So I've left the door open. But of course, you know, it's the inversion layer is the enemy for at least this allergy sufferer. There. So I got all these. Let me just press them down really well. Burnish them with my stubby finger and my stubby nails. I will be fixing that soon. I'm at a point where I'm almost... That's so cute. Somebody asked me about the garden. The garden is coming along, guys. I'm going to shoot you a little video and update you. Today, I did not work in the garden. We've had a couple of days of rain, so I knew that I could give the watering a pass, but I will be out there tomorrow morning because my tomatoes are just going nuts. They're just going crazy, so I need to make sure everybody's watered. My cucumber, my little baby cucumbers that I planted, and I've got some.
They got watered today.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, you're right. There he is. He's sticking up for himself. God love him. I forgot. Peanut Gallery watered everybody for me. So see, he loves the plants. It is our garden. We've been working on this together. See, I have falsely accused him. It did take it. I didn't do it. It did get taken care of. Heaven forbid their mother did not love him enough. Okay, so we'll just lay this down right here and press. There we go. And then all I have to do, and I'll set this one aside, I'll put it back because this is part of, I don't know which one's a part of. I think this is from the separate card pieces. But then now I'm going to add that, but I want to pop it up one more because I can. So let me grab these guys. I think they're a little too wide, or what are they just almost, oh my goodness, they're perfect. Although these are stickers, just to know these are good. See, they're stickers themselves, but I wanted to pop them up. So I'm just adding my little foam squares that I get at the 99-cent store. So as I've told you guys before, if you are paying more than 99 cents for your foam squares, what's wrong with you people? Save your money and buy the cool stuff with it. This kind of things, you do not have to buy it expensive. Go to the 99-cent store. Dollar Tree has them too. They have different brands, but they work just the same. There we go. And I'll just put that little piece back on here for the moment. And let me just peel that off. Let's see. I'll toss that to the side. One more there. Oh, goodness gracious. And one more there. Okay. And now I'll put that down here. I'm putting it right down here. Right? Is that centered? Does it look good? I think it needs to be a smidgen. No, I went too much. I smidgened too much. There we go. Whoops. Now I am going to take time. I won't do this on camera, but I am going to take the time. I'm just going to take some wet glue and just tack down these little edges so that they don't come up. But there you've got it. This is my card, guys. It's simple, but it's elegant. I put it together relatively quickly. I know I struggled a little bit, and I'm sorry for that. I'm using a new machine that I'm not used to, but by the same token, we got through this. You know, there's a little bit of a learning curve with the Empress, and I will figure it out. You know, I will find, the sandwich that works. Because I really stand by, I think that each machine has its personality, its pressure, and we will figure it out. But I'm real happy, and I know he will like this card a lot too. I just need to stamp a sentiment for it, and I have a ton of birthday sentiments. So I will pick one out and then I will sign it and I will give it to him in the morning. He'll have to wait. All right, guys. But anyway, I hope you got something from this. This is, you know, the lovely thing about the Anna Griffin card kits is that you can put something together fairly quickly, so long as you know what you're doing. Heaven forbid that would be me. But I did want to share it with you. I love the card. I'm really happy with that kit. I believe it is definitely sold out on HSN, but I know that she has this still on her website, so I will link you down below to where you can get it if you want it. It makes about 20 cards. Well worth it. I can't say enough stuff about it. I love Anna Griffin. I love these colors, everything that it came with. So I have no complaints and just a lot of hurrahs. So there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, by all means, give me a thumbs up. It helps, you know, to show other people the madness of Myra. And if you want to see more of this madness, as always, you know, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and then ring the bell, and you know when I'll be on, because I'll be back. I really will be. I have another card that I really need to get together because we leave for that wedding Friday morning. I haven't made the card yet. So I need to get my act together. So I will hopefully be shooting that video tomorrow. So either way, if you want to see more, you know what to do. And remember, I have it in spades, guy. We're all a little mad here. So hang out there with me and scrap that madness, okay? I will talk to you guys later. Bye.